Keir Starmer officially becomes UK new Prime Minister.
Biden reaffirmed to stay in the race to the White House.
Honey pineapple harvest season in Kỳ Sơn Mountain District.
You are watching today's news on NTV. My name is Nguyễn Thị Minh and I will be your guide through today's latest update. Labour leader Keir Starmer officially became the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom after his party won a landslide victory in the general election held on July 4th.
Starmer has met with King Charles III at Buckingham Palace in the capital of London and was formally appointed as the Prime Minister of the UK. King Charles also asked Starmer to form new government. Shortly after that, Starmer delivered his first speech in front of his new office at 10 Downing Street, where he affirmed that the Labour government would immediately make changes as promised while prioritising the national interest. The new Prime Minister also announced the appointment of a new cabinet with 27 members, including 11 female members, a record number. Earlier, Starmer's Labour Party had won 410 seats out of the total 650 seats in the House of Commons, while former Prime Minister Sunak's Conservative Party suffered its largest defeat in history when securing only 121 seats compared to 365 seats previously, marking the end of its 14-year rule in British politics.
US President Joe Biden has reaffirmed that he will not abandon the race to the White House and will defeat Republican rival Donald Trump once again. This statement comes despite some concern about his health, especially after the first debate with Republican rival Donald Trump.
Speaking to supporters in Madison, Wisconsin, Biden expressed regret about the debate but emphasized the importance of winning the election.
Well, let me say this as clearly as I can. I'm staying in the race. I'll beat Donald Trump. I will beat him again in 2020. Well, by the way, we're going to do it again in 2024.
Joe Biden is facing pressure to withdraw from the White House race to enable the Democratic Party to find another candidate after a lackluster performance in the first direct debate with Republican candidate Donald Trump last week. Yesterday, Biden had his first television interview since the debate. In the 22-minute interview, he repeatedly dismissed concerns about his age. He insisted that he remains in good shape and continues to govern the country and handles global issues. According to the latest polls, voters' support for Biden this week has unexpectedly increased, a sign indicating that the election will remain intense despite his recent unsuccessful debate.
Vietnam's economy has shown positive recovery and exceeded the set growth scenario in the first half of the year. This was Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính assessment at the regular government meeting this morning, July 6.
According to the Prime Minister, although in recent time there have been more challenges than opportunities, the GDP growth in the second quarter still reached 6.93% and the six-month growth reached 6.42%, exceeding the set scenario. This is a high level in the region and the world. The macroeconomy is stable, inflation is controlled at about 4%, social security and people's lives have improved, political security and social order are well secured, foreign relations are promoted, the country's reputation and position continue to rise. The Prime Minister emphasized the significance of the third and fourth quarters of the 2024 turning point. Therefore, it is necessary for third quarter growth to reach 6.5 to 7% and to keep inflation below 4.5% to achieve the highest plan for 2024.
Coming up next are some updated news. The Standing Committee of the Nghệ An Provincial Party Committee has recently approved policy of investment in the urban, commercial and service project in Nam Dan district. This project has a scale of 33.62 hectares in Bắc Thung block, Nam Dan town, with a total investment of over 1.1 trillion VND. The project will call for investment in the construction of 3-story terrace house, a combination of 4-story commercial townhouse and 7 to 9-story residential blocks for commercial use. Additionally, there will be a cultural house, kindergarten technical infrastructure system to provide accommodation for around 3,000 residents after completion. The project will contribute to realize the plan of adjusting and expanding the general construction planning of Nam Dan Thao till 2035, which was approved by the People's Committee of Nghệ An Province in December 2022.
According to data from the Vietnam Securities Depository Center, by the end of June, the number of individual investors' stock accounts in the country reached nearly 8 million, equivalent to 8% of the population. This is the highest number ever. Specifically, the number of domestic individual investor accounts increased by 106,580 in June 2024. In the meantime, the institutional investors' accounts only increased by 163. According to the newly approved market development strategy until 2030, Vietnam aims to reach 9 million stock trading accounts of investors in the stock market by 2025 and 11 million accounts by 2030.
To diversify tourism products and meet the increasingly high demand of experience from domestic and international tourists, the Management Board of Hạ Long Bay has proposed charging fee for visiting 3 new routes. These routes including trip on luxury cruise, sightseeing and shore excursion of Hạ Long Bay for restaurant ship and the fixed route from Tuần Châu to Gia Luận in Casbah Islands. The proposed fee for half-day Hạ Long Bay sightseeing tour is 600,000 VND for adults and 480,000 VND for children, 300 VND for elderly. Children under 7 years old and under 1.2 meter in height and people with disability are exempt from all services. Honey pineapple is a traditional crop of the Hmong people in the highland district of Kỳ Sơn. Currently, pineapple have become one of the main crops, bringing high economic value. This year, local farmers are enjoying a bumper pineapple crop with good price, bringing in high income for their families. These days, Mrs. Va Y Tong's family in Block 3 of Mueang Sen Thao is busy with pineapple harvesting. This variety of honey pineapple has been brought by Y Tong's and other Hmong families from their own homeland in Hoi Thu and Mueang Long commune to the new resettlement area in Mueang Sen Town. After trying to plant a dozen trees, realizing that the pineapple plant grown well and brought high yields with big and sweet fruit that fed good price, Y Tong has grown nearly 2 hectares of pineapple and earned from 80 to 100 million VND each year. These pineapple was brought from our hometown of Hoi Thu. In the early years, we only planted a few for family need, but when we found they could fetch a good price, we expanded the planting areas. Now we have nearly 7,000 plants. Kỳ Sơn district currently has nearly 200 hectares of honey pineapple trees, with an average selling price ranging from 10 to 30,000 VND per fruit, depending on the size. Pineapple growers in Kỳ Sơn are earning significant income. This is as a motivation for locals to expand the pineapple cultivation areas.
Kỳ Sơn honey pineapple is much sweeter than other varieties. The district has a plan to expand pineapple area in regions with suitable weather conditions and will develop honey pineapple as the district's special product.
Honey pineapple is one of the traditional fruit crop cultivated by the Hmong ethnic minority in the upland fields. Today, this kind of fruit become one of the main crops, bringing high economic values and promoting the potential advantage of the region, contributing to raise income for local peoples. The last news has ended our bulletin today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.